I had seen the trailers for this one, just like probably you all have, but I didn't expect it to go the way it went. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content as well as movie reviews here on this channel every week. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this weekend. Apologies, I am a little bit throaty today, so I do have my drink here ready, but I sound very sort of deep. Yes, I went to see The Invite. I went to a early limitless screening, but it has just come out as I'm filming this, and it stars Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Olivia Wilde, Ed Norton, and it is directed by Olivia Wilde as well. And you can definitely tell with the shots we get and the direction it leans in that it is a female directed film, because this film definitely discusses sex and relationships, and I really do feel strongly that if this had been directed by a male director, that the way things went would have looked slightly different. Like, regardless of the writing, regardless of the acting, I think it still would have looked different with a male director, just because, you know, people view relationships in different ways. So yes, this one focuses around Olivia Wilde's character having invited the neighbours over for drinks and dinner, kind of drinks and food, like come over, hang out. Basically, the sort of reason behind it, the motivation is that they've been renovating in their apartment and these neighbours live above them, but it's like they've got two apartments knocked together and then the neighbours above only live above one part, so there is a window where they can see in, so they've also been like seeing the renovations going on. And you know, she hasn't told Seth Rogen, and so Seth Rogen comes home from work, and then the rest of the film, so we see Seth Rogen at work, and then his journey home from work is kind of spliced and spread out, but the rest of the film all takes place in real time, which is really interesting. And it's been a while since, well, I feel like it's been a while since I saw a film like that, because this also has such a small cast. There are other people at the very beginning of the film where Seth Rogen is at work because he lectures and teaches at a music school, and so we see an entire orchestra on a stage, but we don't really get any dialogue from them at all, and they don't even appear in the cast list actually. So it's literally the four people that we see, and we basically get to spend that evening with them. So we see Seth Rogen come home, and as soon as he's home, we then go into real time of him getting changed, her getting changed, the neighbours coming over, and the chaos that ensues. We can see from the trailers that we know it's going to be quite intense and quite chaotic. And we know from the trailers that whilst Olivia Wilde has extended the invite to the neighbours to come over, we can see from the trailers that the neighbours have a very different invite that they want to extend. And we also know from the trailers that Seth Rogen is upset. Like, they've been making a lot of noise because of the renovation, but Seth Rogen's character is upset that the neighbours have been making a lot of noise through having lots of noisy sex. And so this kind of like discussion around sex lives and around what they do for work and the like social status of like their careers, and how that differs, because a couple of people in amongst the room have had two different types of careers, and so they kind of go into how that changes them and how that changes their standing within society. But it also means that we kind of then delve into the kind of power imbalance in the relationships as well, or lack of power imbalance in the relationships as well. And we sort of see interactions with the four of them as a couple. We see interactions with them in their two like separate couples, and then we see interactions, like conversational interactions with them with the like opposing couple. So the Olivia Wilde's character talking to Ed Norton and Seth Rogen's character talking to Penelope Cruz, you don't really ever see an awful lot of the two women talking or the two men talking. And I think despite it being directed by a woman, I'm not sure if this would technically pass that test of two women talking and not talking, not being about relationships or sex or other men, which is an interesting thought. I hadn't thought about that till literally I'm saying it to you now. So yeah, so we've got that kind of like surface level stuff, but then when it comes to their careers and their social standing and how that's affected their relationship, that's where it definitely gets a lot deeper and it becomes much more analytical. And I think it helps that Penelope Cruz's character is a kind of a therapist, not like a full therapist, but kind of, Ed Norton's character kind of has been doing some soul searching as well. And then we've got the fact that one couple has children, one couple does not, and that whole imbalance. And actually, whilst on the surface, it's one couple's invited others over to like have food and drinks with them, and the other couple is inviting them to, open up their relationship with them. Actually, what the film is about analysing their own relationships and the reasons behind like where their relationships are. So naturally, with only 4 people and it taking place over real time, it's definitely a very intense film. I think that if you're kind of thinking about those things in your own relationship, I think it could be a slightly triggering film. I think if you're going into this and you're not in a relationship, I think you will take quite a different view of it than if you go in to watch this and you are in a relationship. I think a lot of the sort of themes it explores are definitely more connected with like heteronormative relationships. So it'd be interesting to hear from somebody who is in a relationship, but it's not a male-female relationship, and like how like different their viewpoint and standpoint is on what takes place in the film. It's a decent length of film, like it's not too long, it's not too short. I really liked the length of the film. I think it was like just over an hour and a half, like it really wasn't too bad. And I don't often enjoy Penelope Cruz or Ed Norton in films, and I enjoyed them both in this film. I'm always a big Seth Rogen fan. I have been from like Superbad, and I still have yet to watch Freaks and Geeks, so I enjoyed watching him on the big screen. And Olivia Wilde again, generally a fan of hers, and loved Booksmart, that's her. So I definitely enjoyed it. I don't know if I would watch it again just because it's so intense. Should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? I don't think that you have to watch this one on the big screen. I don't think that you need the picture, the sound, or even kind of the lack of disturbance. I think this is one that you could watch at home, even if you're like getting up to put the dishwasher on or take something out of the microwave or refill your wine glass. I think that you could probably watch this one at home, but it would be interesting to hear people who have watched it in the comments of like what your take on it is if you're not in a male-female relationship, and just kind of how what you brought to the table or what your takeaway was from this one. So yeah, as always, if there is a particular movie you would like me to watch this week and bring my thoughts back to you here next week, do let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I do have my Q2 reading wrap up coming your way, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. And I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching. Woo!